Hey there, my name is Toby, and I'm a massive Palaye Royale fan. So much so that I even went out of my way to mention them in my Crank That Frank video. I've been dying to see a show of theirs live, and I think if I ever got to, I'd faint of excitement, just to snap out of it and cry of happiness. That being said, who is Palaye Royale? My dear friend, let me tell you. Composed of three brothers, Remington Leath, Emerson Barrett, and Sebastian Danzig. God, I can't say these names. Let me try that again. Remington Emerson Barrett, and Sebastian Danzig. God, I have to restart this whole sentence. Composed of three brothers, Remington, Emerson, and Sebastian, Palaye Royale is an alternative indie band, with a little slice of punk rock. They seem to have notoriety very much in the UK and US for their music, and from what I've seen, have a large British, Russian, and Hispanic following. Each member makes use of their respective middle names in their stage names. In reality, all three of them have the last name Crop. Crop Circle was the trio's band formed before Palaye Royale. Their SoundCloud description reads, Crop Circle is a supercharged pop rock band out of Las Vegas and possibly the best new youth band in America. Crop Circle comprises three overachieving musical brothers who write their own songs based on their life experiences. And although one could argue that they've lived a short slice of life, their songs prove they are paying attention. The Palaye Royale wiki states that the three brothers formed the band in 2008 when Sebastian was 16, Remington 14, and Emerson 12. I had seen pictures of Remington being interviewed by Radio Disney and being at the Artie's Awards show. Does anyone else remember that? But I just kind of brushed it off. But the wiki states that this was a true event, in which the Crop brothers were featured as Disney's next big thing. And according to Last FM, they were also known throughout the UK for being one of the top finalists in rock and pop categories of the prestigious People's Music Awards. They released the songs Feel, Fade Away, and Who We Really Are, and Can't Stop the Rain. Now, sources will tell you that Palaye Royale formed in 2008. This can be confusing, because I've just told you that Crop Circle was formed in 2008. But do not fear. Basically, the two bands are one and the same. All that happened was a simple name change. The band is still primarily composed of the same three brothers, but with two more members thrown in. In 2018, Andrew Martin became another guitarist for them, and in 2021, Janie V became a bassist. I read that she also played with Courtney Love. Another confusing piece is that the trio is Canadian? Technically not. Sebastian is a self-proclaimed Canadian, having been born in Canada, but not long after his birth, the family had moved to Las Vegas, Nevada, within the States, where the younger two brothers were born. They released their first single in 2012, titled Morning Light. They beat Linkin Park in MTV's Musical March Madness tournament in 2014 as an unsigned band, which was unprecedented for the tournament at the time. In 2015, they were signed to Sumerian Records and promptly released their first full-length album, The Boom Boom Room, a year later. During the same time, their single Get Higher peaked on Billboard at number 26. They traveled with Warped Tour in 2016 and would go to perform in the 2 years later. A week after completing the tour in 2018, the band would drop their second album, The Boom Boom Room Side B. Since then, they have released one more album, The Bastards, in 2020, and are in the process of making another as of reading and as of when I type this script, with their teaser song releases being No Love in LA, Punching Bag, and Paranoid. This next album is fated to be called Fever Dream, with their next single coming out to be named Broken. A key player in the Little Bastards album was Daniel Curcio. The Wikipedia has him as a touring member from 2017 through 2020 and notes that he was fired from the band when accusations of his online misconducts came to light. It seems that he had some exchanges with fans who were underage. While he denies this, NME quotes him saying, 2 years ago, I had a brief exchange on Instagram with an individual in Canada who was not below the age of consent, but who was a number of years younger than me, and for that, I regret the exchange. We never met, and we had no further contact. Funnily enough, Palaye Royale posted a Notes app statement to their Twitter regarding the allegations stating, his decisions are in no way a reflection on us. Under no circumstances will we allow misconduct to anyone, especially our fans. Safety is a number one priority. So for this part, I want to go over 2 or 3 of my personal favorites on each album. I won't be doing pre-release songs for Fever Dream. If you want to get the review for that when it drops, I'd be glad to. Starting off with the Boom Boom Room side A, I liked Mr. Dr. Man, Warhol, and Ma Cherie. Little throwback to my last video here, emo preacher cranked that Frank was the reason I even got into Palaye Royale, with one of his blind song reactions with suggestions given by his fans. He had listened to Mr. Dr. Man, and the rest was history because I was hooked. Mr. Dr. Man, in my humble opinion, is speaking on the plasticity and fake ideologies that so many hold to be true. Medicating and plastic surgery, I think, are especially prevalent topics within the song. With Warhol, I'm not quite honestly sure of the meaning. To me, the song is about being at your wit's end, that breaking point where everything you truly meant comes out the wrong way and you're emotionally damaged and hurt, with no physical scars to wear. Ma Cherie is clearly about being in unrequited love. But it wasn't always like that. They had loved each other at one point, but eventually she drifted away from the singer of which the song is sung and written for. Yet the singer is still very much in love, and just wants to smile and dance with her more because she makes him, quote, so damn crazy, unquote. Honestly, anytime I think about breaking up myself, the song hits way too close to home and kills me inside, and always has. Off of Boom Boom Room side B, my favorites are You'll Be Fine and Death Dance. Again, with You'll Be Fine, I'm not totally sure of the meaning. Google is something I have, but I really like to sit here and read the lyrics and figure it out for myself until my curiosity bursts, and I just have to check for the intended meaning on Google. I feel like this is about some sort of state in which one is in an argument, being stuck talking about it, being told you'll be fine, looking for the truth within the soul, and having to repeat things over and over until it becomes clear what actually happened. Being the victim in an argument always feels hectic, almost like you're spaced out. But oh my god, I wrote this script at like 2 a.m. What did I say here? I have no idea what this last line reads. I am so sorry. Oh, being the victim in an argument always feels hectic, almost like you're spaced out, just being there and taking all the stuff being said thrown your way. At least that's how it feels for me. Death Dance is what I think is clearly speaking on insecurity. The singer is hurting, trying to, quote, numb the pain, unquote. But everyone knows he's still hurting, no matter how much he tries to hide it. It's inevitable. And it doesn't help with all these ideologies being passed around about how to be attractive objectively, in both personality and in terms of physically. We live in a world where everyone just wants to get laid, and if you can do that, then you fall into the standards set by the world's ideologies. Then we come all the way to the end, reaching The Bastards. I have had this album on repeat the most out of all 3 as of writing this. I really like Stay and Masochist as well as Anxiety. I feel that Stay has a similar subject to Ma Cherie in the sense that it is mostly one-sided love, except it's not so one-sided because they both love each other, but the person can't stop hurting the singer. It is a very toxic relationship where they're both dependent on each other, but they both hurt so bad. Again, this one hits close to home, given events in my life closer than Ma Cherie. Masochist is clearly about being fed lies. The singer is sitting there taking them and has done this so much that it just starts to feel good, especially when our singer gets to tear them in half and leave her, but only after this one more night. After telling himself he can hold on, he can't take it anymore and cuts through her alibis. If you can't tell, I'm crazy about this trio. Well, certainly not the most dedicated, I am still very massive on them. They're one of my hyper-fixations. Like, seriously, ask me anything about any other band, and I could not tell you nearly as much. Even Gorillaz doesn't compare to Palaye Royale in that sense. Thank you so much for sitting through my crazed fangirl talk. I hope to see you again. Bye-bye!